What's up, people? This your boy is either real here, and today I'm gonna talk about Ed here, and I hope everybody can see the picture. This is the best I could describe it. A close up of the concept art of Ed, and Ed's gonna be the future DLC of this Streetfighter 6. I'm pretty sure a lot of people have seen the recent reveal of the season 1, or let's say year 1 of the DLCs. So Ed's going to be one of the characters that's going to return it from Street Fighter 5, and this is going to be a reaction video to hit the Top Hat Gaming's latest video saying that Ed is basically the new M.Bison, and I'm just here to tell him that the man does some good work. I'm a subscriber of Top Hat Gaming, and he essentially is doing the same thing that History Behind the Warrior is doing. And shouts out to History Behind the Warrior. He's another one who's done some Street Fighter content. But the one thing I noticed that History Behind the Warrior does a lot better than Top Hat Gaming is that History Behind the Warrior does things based on the current timeline. And if you're going to talk about Street Fighter, then you got to talk about the current timeline with these characters. Now, I made a video recently explaining why Shadaloo is completely dead. They've disbanded and Bison is gone. Like, Bison just completely, been killed over. And why it's not a good idea for Capcom to keep bringing the Shadaloo organization back. And I'm just going to pretty much explain the timeline because Top Hat Game is completely ignoring the whole entire storyline basically canonically. Excuse me, chronology, canon. Let's just say canon for sure, because chronologically, that's a hard word for me to describe, but yeah. Canon-wise, you have to follow a timeline. And I'm gonna break down these ages. Because by the time Street Fighter 6 is released, we're going deep past Third Strike. Like, we're way into the future. And all these events happen, like when Ed is introduced, all this is happening before Street Fighter New Generation has even begun. This is before the Illuminati has even been unleashed on the earth. That means Gil, that you see in Street Fighter 5, this is right before he hosts another tournament. And we go into that timeline. And I need people to understand that Ed is basically the replacement for Balrog. I don't think Balrog is coming back in the next game. I thought he'll be in the future because he is going to be an old man. Like, Balrog is going to be elderly by the time this game is released. If Balrog is in this going to be in the game, he's probably going to be in storyline only. I don't know if he's going to be exactly in the game active. Because, even though him and Balrog broke up, Balrog is still like a father to Ed. There's some sentimental value to Balrog in Ed's life. And yeah, they fought, and he going in separate ways, but, father and sons do fight all the time, and they get back together, but, yeah, Balrog's going to be, literally elderly. Balrog might be in the 70s or 80s. Because one thing about Street Fighter pretty much aged their characters. And it's crazy that I see a lot of these content creators, but they never talk about these players' age too much. Now, Street Fighter Verse channel mentions it, but the problem with Street Fighter Verse is, again, that person keeps trying to bring Bison back, and Bison can't come back because Bison has been defeated, even spiritually, gone. All the clones pretty much escaped Bison's control. So I'm gonna tell everybody why Ed can't be Bison entirely. Like, if you look at Ed's personality throughout the entire series of that game of Street Fighter 5, he's nothing like Bison at all. The man is pure good. This is what Top Hat Gaming gotta understand. Bison is straight evil. He's pure wicked. Bison's main purpose throughout the entire Street Fighter tournaments is to have full world dominance and master the art of immortality. He's what Orochimaru does in Naruto. How Orochimaru uses host bodies to put himself inside him, like he tried to possess Sasuke and failed. That's pretty much Ed. Ed is like Sasuke in that sense. Bison tried to possess Ed, and Ed fought it off. And defeated Seth in the process. I even said that Seth ain't come back either. Like, the whole Shadaloo is done. The organization entirely done. Now, I want everybody to see this logo here. Y'all see this? Now, this is Ed's logo. This is his new thing here. We're gonna see more about that when the game is released and when he is officially announced for the game, when they're done with him. Now, I'm gonna say this and just be like honest about it. Ed's organization don't need to be Neo Shadowloo. They need to call it something else. I don't know whose idea to have him say Neo Shadowloo. Like, yeah, you just killing that off. I'm tired of hearing that name, Shadowloo. Because in the entire Street Fighter 3 series, from New Generation, Second Impact, and Third Strike, Shadowloo was completely gone. Again, Shadowloo was M.Bison's. Ed needs his own, like a different name entirely. You don't got to keep using the word Shadowloo. I'm sorry, y'all, but my generation is burnt down on it. I understand the 20-year-olds, the people that are teenagers or the little kids, the great people in grade school that's playing it because they weren't around in the 90s. When Street Fighter 3 was introduced and we played Street Fighter Alpha, Street Fighter 2. But people who are my age and Johnston Wong, Punk, and Kesey's in them ages, Diago, like, we're tired of it. Like, why can't Ed have a different name altogether? If it was up to me, man, like, Ed's organization would be called Neo Shadowloo. He would call it something else. And I'm going to say this, too. Falk, there's a good chance Falk might not even be in the game. Like, his organization from the end of Street Fighter 5 in the storyline, they might not be appearing as playable characters. Because I'm going to let everybody know now, when the DLCs come out, do not be surprised and don't get upset if you don't see Falk. Because there's a lot of other characters in the series that still have yet to make an appearance. They have not appeared since since Street Fighter 3. Like, now that we're in a Street Fighter Third Strike timeline, and we're 6 years past that, and I'm going to explain this now. Characters like Sean, Necro, and even Remy, those are characters that people would rather see. For example, right, Laura is a great character. She's arguably like the third strongest female character in Street Fighter 5 behind Cammy and Chun-Li. But they're not going to have Laura as a DLC before they put Sean in there. Sean was not in Street Fighter 4 or 5, which people complain about. There's a high request for Sean. I could almost guarantee any kind of money that Sean will be in this game. And even Hugo, right? Now, Abigail, I hope they never bring back. Abigail is gone. To me, that's one and done. But they definitely will put Hugo in this game too. And even Oro. Oro has a higher chance of coming back. And because Ryu is pretty much, and I'm going to explain why Ryu has his costume too, because it's real obvious. Oro has a better chance of returning than Falk is coming back. So no, Falk is not going to be in this game. At least I don't think. It's to be the other characters. Then you got to consider the guest characters, like for example, Hagar, right? Mike Hagar. They might actually have Hagar in here for the first time, since they already got him in Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Why not have him in Street Fighter 6? Especially since Cody is still the mayor. Like he'll play a prominent role, along with Sodom, right? People want Sodom again. Sodom ain't came back since Street Fighter Alpha. So it's just too many other characters that need the appearance. And then you got to think about Makoto. Like, when I do my DLC prediction, I'm going to break all that down. So, yeah, Top Hat Gaming has a good video. He has great content, but he's doing it wrong. Ed can't be Bison at all. Bison is dead. I told everybody, Bison needs to just die off. Bison don't need to be in this game. If Bison is going to be adding Street Fighter 6, that's going to be way down the line. That's going to be maybe in the next 5 years. Towards the end of it. And they add like a Shadowloo pack just as a classic. Because they already got classic costumes. If they do add Bison, it's going to be his a throwback Bison. Like a classic Street Fighter 2 version of Bison. They won't even have the buff one from Street Fighter Alpha. They have the one you play in Street Fighter 2. Or that series. Along with Balrog, Vega, and Sagat. It'll be like a classic pack. But again, that's down the line. Like, I think now where we're going in, since it's Third Strike timeline, we're in the Illuminati. That's the new evil villainous organization that you gotta face. And I'm on record on the other video stating that we need new bosses. Because Bison can't be like the only boss in this game. For Top Hat Gaming to say Ed here is the new Bison is implying that he's going to be a boss character. And that wouldn't make sense because he doesn't mention JP at all. from the website I showed everybody, and from what's currently going on now with Street Fighter 6, JP's the new villain. That's essentially the boss you might have to face in Street Fighter 6 arcade version. And now I want them to have Urine as the final boss and have like Ultra King in there, but JP may be the boss you gotta face when you clear the stage. We go into like the 8th or 9th stage, you might have to face JP. But now let me explain this while we continue, right? Because people need to look at the timelines, right? See, if you go talk about Street Fighter 6, you got to go in the timeline. I want everybody to pay attention. Because a lot of content creators ignore the timelines, and they ignore the fact that a lot of these characters have aged significantly. Because if you look at the website and you look at the current ages, Ryu and Chun-Li and Ken are all in their 50s. They're like middle age. And so let's go down to basically canon right now. Street Fighter, which is the first one. This is Ryu and Ken's very first Street Fighter tournament that he entered. That was in 1987. That's the one hosted by Sagat. And the Adam was the sub boss. That was his disciple. You beat Ada and then you get the Sagat. Now that was when you had Eagle and Birdie then. Now Birdie was a white man and they changed him in Alpha. In Street Fighter Alpha, yeah, Birdie's black. They decided to change his character, but yeah, that's the first Street Fighter. Yeah, Birdie in there. I think you had Gen. And Gen was old in that Street Fighter game. Gen was middle age. Gen was in his like in between 45, mid 40s to like he was in between like 50, 60 years old. Now Street Fighter Alpha is where you introduce Bison. The Bison is revealed as Bison is revealed as the general, the main guy that's been causing havoc. Who Ryu and Ken gotta try to face it towards the end. And I want you to look at those dates, 95 to 98, because that's around the time they had the whole entire game. That means from Warrior Dreams all the way until Street Fighter Alpha 3. From Zero Alpha 2, that was 95 through 98. So that's when the dolls are introduced, when you see Cammy. So they all come in there. A young Bison. Now, 91 to 94, that's Street Fighter 2. Okay, so just look at that timeline. Right? Now, and these are just the dates that the games were released. But yeah, Alpha to Street Fighter 2, that's just how the storyline basically is. But these are just the years the games were actually made. But yeah, Alpha, yeah, that was the first, that was after Street Fighter. Ryu and Ken they're teenagers. They're a lot older now. They're in their 20s. By Street Fighter 2, they're towards the, by Street Fighter 2, they're getting in towards their 30s. Right? Again, you face Bison again, but now you got to go against the Grandmasters. So this is where Ed's adopted father Balrog is introduced. Along with Vega and Cammy and Sagat as the generals of the Shadaloo. Shadaloo is still in effect. This is still the Shadaloo army that they're going against. And Street Fighter Alpha, Nash dies because he sacrificed himself. But Gao is looking for him in Street Fighter 2. Now Street Fighter 4, that's the Sin organization. 2009-2014, so that's where you face Seth. Okay, that's that organization. Right? Again, we're still in the dolls, but now you're going on Sin, which is the arms division. That's when Crimson Viper, Rufus, El Ferrante, those guys, those people were all introduced in that timeline. Now around this time, again, Ryu and Ken, they're like, I'm going to say in between, they're in their early 30s, like mid 30s, like 33, 34. Right? Street Fighter 5, they're in their 40s. So then they're getting older now. Now this is when Ed comes in. Around this time. Ed Falk, okay, is still the dolls. You face all these dolls. DiCaprio, it was Street Fighter 4. Now you go, there's more dolls. To me, this is the end of the Shadaloo. 2016, 2020, and by Street Fighter 5, that's the end of Shadaloo completely. Bison is completely gone. All the dog bases are shut down. And all the remaining Shadaloo members are all disbanded. Fong definitely ain't coming back. Fong is gone completely after that. He definitely ain't coming back. Birdie, I told everybody in my last video, it's gone. So around Street Fighter 5, this is when they Ryu and Ken are in their 40s. And Ken and I already had a son, Mel. He just had a son, Mel, around this time. Right? Yeah, they're in their mid to late 30s. Yeah, I'm gonna say Yeah, about Street Fighter 3, they in their 40s, but this, yeah, they in their 30s. Because Street Fighter 5, they late 20s. Right, going in late 20s, but here they in their mid 30s. Pushing 40. So yeah, around this time, yeah, Mel is a little kid, little boy. Kid and just had Mel. He's still with Eliza. But Ryu is just getting strong. He beats, like, he basically, he's able to fight off the Dark Odo around this time. Like, he's still battling with it. He's still battling with the Dark Odo. That's when Kage comes into play. Whereas, and even Akaba, right? Akaba is still changing. Street Fighter 4, we see Oni in that timeline. Goken's defeated already. Like, he got past Goken and became Oni. Street Fighter 5, Ryu, Kage is formed, but Street Fighter 3, okay, so this is where we at now. Now, that's Street Fighter 3. All right, this is before 6, Street Fighter 3. Now, Street Fighter 3, yeah, these guys are all in their 40s. Yeah, they're all in their 40s around this time. Yeah, so Street Fighter 5, Ken had Mel, but Street Fighter 3, they're in their 40s. And Ken is still the two-time reigning American champ, and Ryu is still training. But this time, Ryu finds Oro towards the end of Third Strike, which is 99. Oro basically seeks out Ryu, and Ryu becomes his disciple. Okay? So again, y'all, I'm going with this. I'm going somewhere with this. Y'all, please bear with me. Around this time, this is when you see Urien and Gil as the Illuminati. That's who you got to face towards the end of the game is Gil. Big Bad Gil. Street Fighter 5 is pretty much a prelude. Because Gil is gathering people for his tournament. But Street Fighter 3, yeah, that's where you really go into their storyline. And at the end of Street Fighter 3, Urien kills Gil and becomes the official leader on his own. That's why I say in my last video, Urien might be the final boss. Now, except now he has longer hair. He's not going to have the hair cut anymore. It's going to be long like his brother. But different. So that, and within that timeline, yeah, it's Ryu and Ken are middle age. They in their 40s. But they still get down. And this is when Sean becomes Ken's student, which he's training him. He took Sean under his wing. Sean is still immature, but he's still growing. Laura is not around at all in that game. So that tells me Laura might not be as active. Like the stuff you heard about with the article in, what was it, Kotaku? That might be false. You have to take all that with a grain of salt because Laura don't appear at all in Street Fighter 3. Sean is a lot older. So the main reason why you didn't see Sean in Street Fighter 4 or 5 because he's a kid. Street Fighter 4, he's a teenager. Yeah, but Street Fighter 5, he's a teenager. Street Fighter 4, he's in elementary school. Street Fighter 5, yeah, his sister entered, but his sister's older than him. But she doesn't appear at all. It's him. So yeah, that's Street Fighter 3. Ryu is in their 40s. But they're still getting stronger. And by this time, Ryu is breaking away from the Dark Odo. And being on the Oro, he's able to control his emotions a lot better. Because remember, Oro is still strong. Even though Oro is the old man in this series, he's like one of the strongest characters in the entire series. Behind Bison. He's very, very powerful. That's why he fights with one arm. So yeah, that's what Necro, Elena, Ibuki, all these characters are essentially, this is their main game. Yes, Ibuki and Oro, those you see them in Street Fighter 5 along with Alex, but that's like before they really start, because even in Street Fighter 5, Alex was handling some other business. Street Fighter 3 is just Alex just becoming like the strong fighter. And it's testing his abilities. And even Poison. Poison didn't find Hugo yet. In Street Fighter 3, she manages Hugo. So remember, Poison was solo in Street Fighter 5. So yeah, around this time, man, yeah, Ed. Now Ed is, again, nowhere to be found. In Street Fighter 3, there's no Shadowloo. There's no Cammy. There's no Sagat. There's no Bison. Bison's going anyway. So yeah, this is what y'all gotta say, man. If y'all gonna play this, if you gonna talk about Street Fighter, you gotta talk about it correctly. You gotta go based on the timelines. And I'm just breaking down everything because I played all of these games. Every last one of them I played. In Street Fighter 3, again, Shadowloo is completely gone. No more dolls. All that's completely going off. Done. Now at this time, Ed is like getting older now. Ed is already like Ed. By the time Street Fighter 6 come out, Ed should be around 30. At least in his 30s. I'm gonna say roughly estimate around in between 26 and maybe 32 by the time Street Fighter 6 comes out. Thus why you see his new logo. He has a brand new organization. And it's why they don't need to call it Shadowloo no more. Be done with it. Now, if you go down here, you can look at the characters' histories, birth months, and confirmed birth years. And look at Mike Hagar. Now, Hagar might actually be in the game, too. I'm going to be honest. Hagar might just be in there. As far as, like, Alpha's concerned, like, guest character, I think, I'm saying Mike Hagar might be the next guest character. But look, you go down Dalsham, look at 1952. Sagat, 1955. John Geef, 56. T-Hawk, 59. T-Hawk's going to be in the game, too. Because his daughter is Lily. Now, that should tell you how old his daughter is. Right? And I predicted his daughter that was his daughter before she was even released. In one of my earlier videos on this channel. But look at Gal, 1960, look at 60s, right? This is where they come in. Look, Ryu and Ken. They just a year apart. I did 55 and 54 by now. Look at Guy. And this is Kimberly's master. Right? Look at DJ. All in the 60s. So these are all old men. Look, Vega and Balrog born around the same day, the same time. January 27th. Look at that. 67. Cody's also. Yeah, these are all old men. These characters are old. They have aged significantly. So Ryu and Ken is younger than. They're older than both of these. They're older than most of these characters. But look at Chun-Li, 68. And then that's how yeah, Bison's old. Now Bison's younger than them. I thought Bison was older than them, but he's younger. But yeah, look at that. All right, look at Fei Long. So some of these characters will definitely be coming back. Look at Karen. Now Karen's 1970. Right? Look at Karen, right? Lucia, right? Look at all these dates. Look, Cammy White. That's her real last name. It's White. Her last name is White. She's more than 74. So she's young. Now Cammy, in this game, Cammy should be around now she should be in her 40s. Yeah, she's in her mid-40s. Now look at Laura. Sean's sister. 74, and he's born in 1980. Yeah, so Sean now, yeah, she's a lot older. I say by Street Fighter 6, Sean should be in his 20s. Sean should be at least in between 20. Yeah, he should be in his 30s by now. Yeah, Sean is almost 40-something years old himself. If it's like if Kid is in his 50s, Sean is 40-something. Right? He's much more mature now. So yeah, so Laura, man, and if you look at these characters, man, these are some of the ones like yeah, y'all gotta pay attention to dates. So yeah, Laura might not be in the game. She might not be coming back either. But look, you got Jury and Kylie, look, all these characters, right? Dudley. So again, I'm just scrolling down, I'm just showing everybody this. If you go make these videos, you gotta go with the top line. Top Hat Gaming ain't looking at none of this. He's ignoring all of this, essentially. This is everybody. Then it tells you exactly what happened. Look at that. Scott becomes one-time champion at age 15. Then look at Goken, right? Goken was already an older man, too. There's no way Goku was coming in. I think Goku already passed away, but yeah. Look at age 40, Mac Hagar continues his career as a pro wrestler. So he's an old man. Look at that. 23 and 22 set out the majority of, yeah, that's the first Street Fighter game. They're in their 20s. And it shows you everything that's going on. So y'all can take a little step, but let me scroll all the way down. So, all right, so 94, we're in Sin. Right? Shadow, Sin is destroyed. So this is, look at age 50. So this is right around when Street Fighter 4 is going on. This is in between Street Fighter 4 and 5's time. Right? So look at February 8, Mel is born. Look at that, right? Go down. Shadow repairs the Black Moon Plan. The Black Moon Plan is crushed by fighters of Shadow. So look, we go all the way down. Now Ed. Now we go down here. This is when Ed leaves Balrog. I want everybody to pay attention. I mean, this is in between Street Fighter 4 and 5. This Street Fighter 5 timeline was in the 90s. Starts his own organization. Now look at it, 97, and this when Alex, again, this is when Alex becomes the main character of that series. Mysterious blonde fighter. We don't know if that's even Ken. Alex Garden Thomas attacked by a mysterious blonde fighter. So we don't know if that's Ken or if it's Ed or not. We don't know. It might have been Gil. Who knows? Now look, 98. Look, University. So Buki again is older. Now I believe Ibuki is gonna be in the game too, but Buki's gonna be a lot older. Look, Sean returns from his 1-year training to enter Pan American Fighting Championship with Ken. So yeah, I want you to pay attention to this too, because Sean's definitely coming back, but Sean is a lot mature now. He's a lot stronger. Remember, and Ken is a reigning, he's undefeated in this Pan American. Pan American, he's undefeated. That man has won already like 4 tournaments. And also, Hugo is definitely coming back. I believe, like I said, when I do my DLC list, I'm going to show y'all. Because Hugo, like a Poison, and Elena was his tag team, became his tag team partner at the end of Third Strike. Look, Alex, right? Focus on Alex too. He's definitely coming back. So, y'all got an idea where they're going in Street Fighter 6. I just want everybody to see this. You got to talk about the timeline. There's no more Bison at all. Bison is gone completely. So that's the end of Shadaloo. Look, Sagat separated from Shadaloo. Fawn becomes one of the 4 Heavenly Kings. But he's gone. He's not coming back. Now the Black Moon Plan. The entire neighborhood of New York is in great chaos. Look at the Kazuha family calls for the collaboration of fighters around the world. The Black Moon Plan is crushed by the fighters of Shadaloo. So yeah, this is all Street Fighter 5 timeline. Chun-Li becomes a guardian of a hacker girl, Li Fan. Now, Li Fan might be a DLC character. Look for her alert. But she's going to be another DLC down the line. Right? And all throughout Street Fighter 3, Alex is the main character. See, but none of them is still his organization. Right? And he starts out his journey. So, yeah. Sean and Buki, they definitely come back. So, yeah. So, now you see, even Hugo and Poison, these characters are all coming back. So now you see why Falk can't come back. They're not gonna put Falk. Falk may not be a DLC character at all. She may not appear at all in this game. So what Top Hat Gaming is telling you about, again, take that with a extreme grain of salt, because none of those characters will be making an appearance. And we still got the twins, Yun and Yang, mate, coming here. Makoto, like I told y'all, they gonna want her coming in there. There's too many other characters that people want to see. But anyways, y'all, that's it. I'm not going to take too long with this video, but I just want to show y'all this. If you go talk about Ed here, you got to talk about it correctly. You got to do it right. And understand that we're way past Shadaloo. We really are. Because JP got his own organization. And it's got nothing to do with Shadaloo at all. And Cammy's her own woman. She been freed. And Vega's one that helped free Cammy from Bison. Anyway. You know, so again, man, we gotta, and that's another thing. Vega might not appear neither. I'm be honest, like there's no more Balrog. Ed basically replaced Balrog. And as I can show you, man, Balrog's already like old anyway. Balrog's like in his early 50s. If Balrog is in the game, he's probably just gonna be storyline only. Well, he might not be in at all. They might, Street Fighter 5 might actually be Balrog's last appearance. Just like Sagat. Sagat don't have a reason to come back. Sagat is like completely like retired by now. There's no reason for Sagat to even, he has nothing else left to prove. I told everybody in my last video. Birdie already broke up with him. Fong, we know, ain't coming back. They replaced him with a female. He's a failed character. So yeah, that's it. There's no more Shadaloo. And me personally, I don't want to see it at all. I'm done. I'm burnt down on Shadaloo completely. No, Ed is not Bison at all. Sorry, Top Hat Gaming. Bruh. Great video.
Falk can inject psycho power.
Great video, but bro, like you was wrong. Again, I understand. Again, y'all take this video here as just his opinion. That's it. It's not exactly true. Because this man does not mention the Street Fighter 3 timeline at all. He doesn't predict what could actually happen. And as I'll show y'all, man, he is not Top Hat Gaming. Refused to look at the dates and the ages. Again, a lot of these the World War characters you see returning, they're older. They're like all middle aged. Even DJ got older. Dawgship already got white hair. That's how old he's become. And Ryu and Ken is older than most of them. And you see, man, Ryu already got an older body. They're all mature. They're mature ages. And me personally, I don't want to see Falk come back neither. It's too many characters that are blonde hair and blue eyes. I don't want to see that. No, I think Falk is not going to be a Street Fighter 5. Yes, there'll be people that are probably creator in the World Tour mode, but I don't want to see her coming back. Not before we see Makoto. Not before I see even I would rather prefer Remy, right? Even Necro. I would rather see Necro with Effie coming back, right? I want to see Hugo. There's other Street Fighter 3 characters I want to see. You know, I would like to see Sodom and even Rolento, right? There's a lot of other Street Fighter characters I would see come back. Even Fei Long, right? Guy. I would love to see Guy come back where he has a storyline and he has to face against Kimberly, his student. Right? I want to see that going on. A student versus disciple match. A matchup, right? I don't want to see Falk come back. I don't. We got other characters in this game. And he's not thinking about that neither. No, if you go do a video, you gotta do it correctly. Right? You talk about, let's say it's Bison Bison is done. Anyways, y'all, that's it. That's the video. Like, subscribe, comment if you feel like it. And as always, stay tuned.